In today's unboxing, I take a look at the Deviations Pack for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game by IDW Games, part of their Adventures Universal Game System. Let's take a look.
There are hobbyists among us, geniuses with the ability to play any game they want to. In 1978, a corporation known as The Interior isolated a young hobbyist named John and exploited his genius for their entertainment.
Then one day, their hobbyist ran away. Here we have the Deviations Pack expansion for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game by IDW Games. This is part of their Adventures Universal Game System, which means as new games and new systems come out under this Adventures Universal Game System, you can start incorporating those into the other ones and making lots of different types of teams. This expansion is supposed to put the Turtles in a villainous mode, as if they were part of the Foot Clan, I believe. One of the other things that I will be showing is the Leonardo. This one, he was already in the City Falls expansion, or the City Falls base game. So I also grabbed his miniature and the cards from there so we can compare to see if there's any differences between this and that. Let's go ahead and flip it over, take a look at the back. And the back, like most of these little mini expansions for the game, are pretty simple. Gives us their 1 to 5 player count, a running time of 60 to 90 minutes for ages 14 plus. Again, this 1 to 5 players, that's because it's either a 1 versus many, or a 1 versus up to 4 players, or 4 players versus the AI system. Goes ahead and textually gives us all of the components in the box, and then the big not a child's toy, ages 14 plus. Well, let's go ahead and open this up and take a look inside. There we go. See what we have. All right. So right off we get the little instruction comic, or the adventure comic. So these should be hopefully some new scenarios for the system. Because of that, I will split this unboxing into 2 parts, just in case there's any spoiler material here in this adventure comic, kind of like with the other ones. I will show everything in the expansion, have a little brief, ending if you want to stop there. But then go ahead and show this full thing off, just in case you want to stop there, or just in case you do want to see everything. And looking at the back, I don't know what that is. That looks very interesting. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles available now. 4 sturdy deck boxes protect your games. This is cool. Is this kind of like a storage? I don't know what that is. That is cool, because it doesn't look like it's specifically for this game. I'm going to have to look into this. Oh, you're killing me, IDW. Alright, well, we'll get back to this at the end of the video so we don't accidentally spoil anything. Alright, so then here are our miniatures. And then, of course, the cards for everything. So, let's start here. We'll just start with Donnie. Get straight into the miniatures. Oh, that is very cool. I like his little bandana over his mouth, kind of a little hiding everything. And then the Wrath. Very cool. And then the Mikey. Oh, and I love that you can actually see the chain right here, and that right there especially. That's real nice. There we go. They definitely look like they have a little bit of an upgrade. Whereas, the foot have, a little bit of money going to them, unlike the turtles themselves. So, they actually have shoes. They have a lot of, components. Everything about them seems a little upscale. And then here we have our Leonardo. He looks exceptionally cool. So let us compare. Now this one, he looks a little thicker. He looks, a little larger in size. His weapons have reversed. He's reverse-handed the weapons, but for the most part, he looks fairly similar. Again, this right here being this expansion, this Deviation expansion, and this being the miniature in the City Falls core box. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cards. There should be 2 for each turtle, if I'm know right, because you'll have the one for the multiplayer mode and one for the co-op mode, or the. So here we go, and let's see. Yep, and on the back has the Foot Clan. So here you can tell the slightly difference between the two. So you can kind of tell whether it's co-op or versus Donnie and Leo. We'll put them off to the side so we can compare. Wrath, Mikey. That's a sick little grin for Mikey. Oh God, love it. And then the other Donnie, Leo, Mikey, Wrath. Alright, so now let's compare. So here we have the 2 from this expansion, and then we have the 2 from the core, from the City Falls core. And so far this all looks the same. Nope, here they are different. Right here we can see a little bit different here and a little different here. So yeah, these are these are completely different versions of this kind of evil Leonardo. So there is a reason to get this. If you're, say, just a Leonardo fan, you're like, hey, I already got City Fall. Do I need to get this? Is it going to give me a new version of Leo? It definitely is giving us a new version of Leo. That is so cool. Well, let's see here. Let's do that. So here you can see the difference. Again, this is the expansion, this Deviations Pack. This is from the core, from the City Falls core. And then this is from the Deviation Pack. And this is from the City's Fall core. And you can even see here the target is different between the two. Very cool. Alright. And then on to the cards. And these are, so if you are playing the co-op or the versus mode, the one versus many, I believe, they use the cards just like the heroes do, where you get to pick out the cards that you wanna go with. So let's see here. There we go. So let's actually zoom in and take a closer look. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. We'll pull these ones out first. We'll do these real quick. These are the initiative cards. And the reason I was going to pull these out, because I can do another comparison. There we go. And there we can see here the Deviation Pack, this expansion, and here this is the one from the core. It even has, yeah, it even has a different designation, Deviations and Chuckin'. So that is cool. Oh, that Michelangelo's, loving it. Now I've actually moved the character cards for the Deviation Pack here to my spoiler section, so that'll be coming up next, because there is a chance for some of these to kind of lend themselves into spoiler territory if you don't want to know possibly what you'd be going up against in the scenarios. So I did leave that for my upcoming spoiler section. But until then, I just wanted to kind of give a little send-off saying if you do want to stay spoiler-free, I hope this unboxing has shown you everything for the Deviations Pack to let you know if this is something you would be interested in that you might want to try to go out and get for yourself. However, if you do want to see those character cards and the full scenario book or the adventure book, it's coming up. Shredder longs for nothing more than to inflict ultimate pain on his old enemy, Hamato Yoshi, or as he is now known, Splinter. In the chaos that unfolded when he struck the fatal blow against Casey Jones, the Foot Clan was able to capture Splinter's sons, Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo. With their minds corrupted by the shape-changing immortal known as Katsune, the four brothers betray their family and join the ranks of the Foot. With his new Chuckin' in place, Shredder and the Foot are able to easily take over the city, wiping out every other criminal organization in town. Is there any hope for the heroes? For New York City? Or will this be the dawn of a new dark era? And here are the backs for all of these cards. Now, these right here are actually not part of the Deviation Pack. These are actually the ones, again, from the City Fall core. I pulled Leonardo's cards thinking I would be doing a comparison. But in fact, in Deviations, it's this entire deck, which is the blue, green, and red, and then, of course, the regroup card. Their kind of group card, where these guys are always going to be, I guess, played as a team. So if you were to be the villain, I guess you will always have, the full set of 4 turtles that you'd be using with. And actually, now that I think about it, I think these are for the co-op version. I don't know. I can't remember. Oh well. But they're those. So there's no actual Leonardo set like there is here. So there's nothing for me to compare. So I just thought I'd throw that right there so we can see, just what the back looks like. So let's go ahead and flip through these. And the green, because during the scenarios it'll tell you whether you should use the greens, the reds, the blues, so forth and so on, because it'll always, depending on what you use, should wind up with the same overall total number of cards. And then onto the red. And then their regroup. So let's now take a look at the adventure comic for Deviations, and this should be all the scenarios for this group for using these villains, or these turtles as villains. So here, and then the components, very cool. Deviations. And then here's the first battle. Great little comic right there. And then the layout. Again, like most, just 2 panels it uses. Wow, that's vicious right there. And then of course that thing. So that's cool. 2 new additional scenarios with it. So there's a good bit of content added in with this expansion. Well, that was everything for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Deviations Pack by IDW Games. Once again, this is part of their Adventures Universal Game system. I hope this unboxing has helped you to determine if this is something you would be interested in, if you want to go out and try to get it for yourself. Well, until next time, everybody, I'll see you later.